shown, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Anthony out there with Frazier, and it's Durant. Then there's Ewing, and it's Haywood in at the 4 spot. And for Milwaukee, Stoudemire out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then it's Nash. Then there's Robertson, and it's Giannis in at the 3. Nash dishes to Abdul-Jabbar. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Really enjoy watching Antetokounmpo show off his toughness. I mean, he's not a real thick guy, long, angular, and muscular, and much tougher than he looks. That's why I think he's able to overpower defenders at times.
Ewing against Abdul-Jabbar. 5 to shoot. Ewing misses. Nash outside. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Out to Stoudemire. The pass to Nash. Shot clock at 6. Over in the corner. Antetokounmpo. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Antetokounmpo's got his second bucket tonight.
And Antetokounmpo really, building on his shooting. That's impressive to see. No way the defense catches up to him when he's rising up right after he gets the pass. No way.
Here's Anthony, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Robertson. The Knicks shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Anthony.
And, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release, an elite scorer.
Good on both. And, Greg, after this season, Antetokounmpo will be eligible to sign a Supermax extension. The Bucks want him to stay happy.
The loss of Malcolm Brogdon last summer definitely stung. Trying to control costs, but you don't want to take a step back with Giannis's decision looming.
And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Here's Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
Nash against Haywood. Stolen by Haywood. Here's KD. And the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. Giannis high post. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Nash is an excellent distributor. A phenomenal floor general. Great at recognizing when his guys are open.
Durant, wide open, he fires. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Milwaukee gets called for the foul. New York shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
The epitome of a fantastic center. A big, strong body who wreaks havoc on both ends.
Both free throws good from Ewing.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Anthony against Robertson. 18 feet out. Oh, offensive interference.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
New York comes into this following a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. Frazier against Nash. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Lets the three fly. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Anthony's got 7 points.
Yeah, you know, we know this about Frazier. Tremendously creative, both as a scorer and as a playmaker.
Passes it to Antetokounmpo. Haywood against Stoudemire. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. Hits the front of the rim and out. Frazier kicks to Anthony. He dishes it to Haywood. Frazier the pass to Haywood. New York moving the ball around. Fires from 18. They grab their own miss. Ewing, good.
And Ewing with that size really creates a tough matchup, especially when he's attacking the offensive board.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Look, how do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached, and great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Johnson kicks to Mary. 5 on the clock. Pass to Johnson. And they get it. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. New York leading by 4. Payton outside. 1:51 left to play in the first quarter. Missed inside. Marion against George. Johnson outside. Cummings. Milwaukee, no good that time either. For New York, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Payton kicks to George. Back to Payton. He can't get that one. Great tee that time from Johnson. Bucks trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Oh,
my
great
goodness! That was special.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. A pass to DeBusschere. Here's Payton. Allen outside for 3. The shot, no good. And Milwaukee the other way now. Johnson surveying the floor. Here's Marion. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. So it's the Bucks now, trailing by 2. Johnson can't get it to go.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And it's George missing.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Marion passes to Allen. Now the pass to Chambers. Johnson with it.
Well, that long reach of Paul George's really bothers shooters. He is one of the best two-way players we have in the association.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's the Knicks leading by just 2. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. Well, there are a lot of letters that go into the spelling of Giannis Antetokounmpo's last name. He helped set the record straight of how you pronounce it.
The Nigerian way, you gotta say with a D. So it's Antetokounmpo. but in the Greek way, you say with the NT, like Antetokounmpo. Whatever you got, just say, you know, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Seems easy enough, right?
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And when you consider how the Knicks are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Paul George. Payton is out there with Allen. Then it's DeBusschere, and it's Sigma in at the 5. Home in the paint. Cummings against Payton. Passes to Allen. The jump hook. Sigma, no good. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
And the ultimate combo guard, Johnson can pass with the league's best playmaker.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. So New York ends up going with the new group. Here's Nash. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's a 4-point Bucks lead. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for Milwaukee.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Here's Frazier. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Clock at 6. Durant. And the Knicks miss again. On offense, here are the Bucks. They've got an 8-0 run. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
And, you know, the improvement we've seen over the last few seasons with Giannis is incredible. I mean, he just keeps adding to an already superstar-level game.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their league. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Six on the shot clock. Nash drives in.
An unsung part of Durant's game. It has the instincts and length to guard a number of positions.
No good that time.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Anthony against Robertson. Anthony kicks to Frazier. From deep three-point range, New York no good that time either. Here's Milwaukee now. They've scored 10 straight. Outside, out of the Kumbo. And here's Nash. He kicks to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Stoudemire. 6 to shoot. And Stoudemire getting double teamed. They get a hand on it. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Friday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat. And then on Tuesday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
All right, a chance to check out stats
For Giannis Antetokounmpo,
He's coming off an excellent season. Averaged about 27 points a game last season, 12 rebounds and 6 assists. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
Now, here is Haywood. No points in the game yet for him. They get it back. And then Ewing with the jam.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Bucks.
Frazier against Nash. Giannis, no good.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Durant, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits nearly 90% of his free throws for his career.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And you look at his numbers from last year, 89% from the line, so hard to ask for much more than that.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
That's good from Durant.
And as hard as he is to defend, Durant spends about as much time at the free throw line as anybody.
Durant hits them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And there's the pass to Cummings. Got a hand on it. On the wing, George. Here's Sigma. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
And the Bucks miss again. New York trailing. To the middle. Out to Payton. New York moving the ball around. KD against Chambers. KD's shot is off. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Bucks. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. And New York making a change here. Passes it to Cummings. With 1 on the clock. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Bucks lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Mike Budenholzer. Your defense has been very good. Why has that happened?
Well, you know, I think our guys are committed on that end. Everybody's active, everybody's covering for each other, and we know how important it is.
Mike, we'll see if it continues in the next quarter. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, they've been pounding it in the paint. Not just taking the first three-pointer when it came across. That keeps the defense on its toes.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
I really like how they limited turnovers. You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points. I don't know how many points. A lot of easy points. They'll be in good shape if they can keep making the same smart plays.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. We've got Stoudemire. Robertson is out there with Nash. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the 5 down low. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Outside Anthony. Dishes it to Ewing. It's good. This game is all even. Ewing's got 8 points.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Just 3 to shoot. Nash outside. Drops in the tray. Nash has got his second basket of the game.
You know, the stroke of Nash, so pure. He's got a nice, high, arching shot. A deadly three-point shooter, too.
Anthony left side. Sinks that one from the post. 9 points in the game so far.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Antetokounmpo finds Stoudemire. The shot comes out. Basket here gets them back in front.
And it's been a long time coming, partner.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. But Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. For New York, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Down low. Here's Ewing. Rebounded by the Bucks. Abdul-Jabbar's got 5 rebounds tonight. From deep, Giannis. Ewing gets the rebound. Ewing's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Katie against Stoudemire. Durant. And he banks in the layup. And the Knicks lead by 1.
I mean, there are a lot of players who are smaller than Durant who can't put a defender on skates like he does.
Timeout called, the Bucks. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
DeBusschere, he's checked in for New York. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Chambers is checked in for Stoudemire. Marion comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Ray Allen is checked in for Robertson. And it's Johnson in for Nash. Johnson can't hit. The Knicks with the lead. Now DeBusschere. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Allen outside and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
No clue where that pass is going. That is a brutal turnover.
Cummings, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And the Knicks making a change here as well. George is checked in. Marion outside. Chambers against DeBusschere. Chambers the pass to Marion. On the wing, Johnson. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Excellent D there from George. Chambers against Payton. Can't get it to fall.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Here's Johnson, and it's blocked. Here's George. Milwaukee with the rebound. 1:49 left in the third quarter of the game. Marion dishes to Johnson. To Allen. And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately, came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
The Bucks shooting their first free throw tonight.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
That's good from Cummings.
Terry Cummings, a contemporary of mine, possesses a combination of power and movement that's unique. Really gives him an edge on most nights.
55 seconds left to play in the third. Nobody near George. Cans the shot from the wing. George has got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
And that kind of awareness from George is really exceptional. Catching the defense flat-footed by rising up immediately on the catch.
Johnson kicks to Marion. Here's Cummings. Pass to Chambers. Goes back up, and it's denied.
Pick up the pace, get the 2-for-1 here.
That's the way to go. Be quick about it.
The pass to Allen. Back to Payton. Just 5 on the clock. And here's George for 3. Rebounded by Chambers. Chambers got 6 rebounds here tonight. Marion with it. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Tie game in Milwaukee. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, Paul George is out there with DeBusschere. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Frazier. And it's Haywood in at the 5 spot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Dave DeBusschere.
And, you know, one of the things you have to love and respect about Nash is his leadership. He's an elite talent, a self-made player who I think makes all of his teammates look better.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And the Bucks making a change here. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in. Ewing's checked in for New York. Durant comes in for George. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's Frazier who'll bring it up for the Knicks. A 2-point game. Anthony left side. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
It's stolen by Anthony. It's Durant on the wing. Over Giannis. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Knicks lead by 2. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for New York.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Pass to Haywood. Anthony against Abdul-Jabbar. But they recover it. Offensive rebound. Pass to Frazier. Goes up again. Here's Ewing, and then Ewing with the jam.
Boy, once he's near the bucket, he's a threat to throw it down because Ewing has such great size.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. He said they played well in certain areas, but the lack of detail to the defensive boards has allowed their opponent too many second-chance opportunities. And that, he said, is the difference in this game. You have to get busy on the glass, Kevin.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Here's KD. And the rejection by Stoudemire. Haywood against Giannis. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Boy, for such a young player, the razor-sharp focus of Antetokounmpo really impressive. I mean, a muscular guy who still makes baskets despite getting hit in the process. He's not wide, but he is muscular.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
Well, you know, it's hard to overstate the impact that Giannis has on the floor with this play. I mean, he gives you so much at both ends of the floor, offense and defense, and really draws a lot of attention from the opposing team.
Milwaukee in the lead. And here's Robertson outside. The rebound by KD. The Knicks have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Anthony drawing the double team and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. The efficiency of Giannis. Clark, that's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. For years, people were asking, how scary is Giannis going to be? Well, we've got our answer pretty much in the form of he's a nightmare.
Abdul-Jabbar passes to Antetokounmpo.
You know, when Antetokounmpo puts his head down, man, it is a really terrifying sight for the defense when this guy's coming at you all limbs and arms and size and ball skills. Usually you just end up hacking away at him to stop him from getting to the hoop.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo has really learned how to get himself to the foul line. It's one of the easiest ways to score the ball. He gets to the stripe at a higher clip with each passing year.
He doesn't get the second one.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Frazier against Nash. Shot clock at 6. Count the basket. Frazier's got it all tied up now for the Knicks.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Antetokounmpo. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really, Antetokounmpo never stops attacking. I mean, he's always in attack mode. He really forces the defense's hand. He keeps pressure on them at all times. Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good.
Even with the miss, he got the big one there to put him in front.
The Knicks have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Durant just inside the line and right on target. Good. And the Knicks lead by 1.
Yeah, and such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
1:52 left here in the fourth quarter. Nash, the pass to Stoudemire. Shoots over Frazier, and the Bucks miss again. Knicks have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Inside, and the jam by Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one stopping Durant.
And here is Antetokounmpo. Shoots the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Ewing's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. 2:13 left in the fourth quarter. Robertson against Anthony. It's the teardrop, and the layup is good. Now it's a 5-point Knicks lead.
And I love seeing Anthony come up with big plays in these moments because his team is dependent on him to score, especially when the game is tight.
Nash's shot is off. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for New York. 41 seconds left in the fourth. To the paint, here's Haywood. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They trail by 7. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, they got to get straight to the hoop, then a foul immediate.
It's going to be hard, though, Greg. I mean, they don't have much time to work with here, but we've seen crazy stuff happen in this game.
And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan Player of the Game.
And I would point to his shooting percentage as the key reason he's our pick. And that sounds simple, but he hasn't tried to do too much. He hasn't tried to force his shots, just kind of waited and worked to get good looks. And in the end, he's found plenty of them.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and they go to the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Those are critical foul shots. Love to see him knock them down there.
Timeout called, the Bucks. They're behind by 6. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Robertson. Outside, Antetokounmpo. This one for 3. The Knicks pull it in. New York with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And now we've got the intentional foul. It's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And one of the very best in our league at getting to the line. Walt Frazier just has that great change of pace and aggressive nature. Always playing, though, under control.
And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. 15 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Korver from deep three-point land. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
So it's New York picking up the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do.